All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Joba in the Mouth. We're here at Super Bowl 59. It's crazy at Radio Row. It's dying down here. Yeah. It's Wednesday, and we're here with a very special guest. He was walking around, and then Fish scooped him up, and he is a former Giant, two-time Super Bowl linebacking champion, Jonathan Casillas. Jonathan, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, man.
You
I'm
look
ready
good, man.
to leave here today.
I'm ready to leave.
I know y'all ready because y'all probably did way more talking than I did.
We're New Yorkers, okay? You are a New Yorker,
yeah.
So you know what it's like living in the city, living in the craziness of the taxi drivers, the beeping, the horns, the crazy-ass New York fans. Thank God, I'm a Jet fan, so I know you can't stand us. But, we got a Giant fan sitting right next to you, so I'm sure he's excited and ready to get into a conversation with you. So let's get into it. I mean, obviously you're doing some broadcasting, and you're out here doing some interviews. What is it like coming back or coming to New Orleans and checking out the wonderful Super Bowl 59?
Hey, first off, it's awesome to be back here. Their fans here are not like the Giants fans.
I figured you were going to use that.
But I'm from where y'all from.
Yeah,
we're all come from that same type of blue collar mentality. Like if you're good, we'll cheer for you. If you suck, we're gonna let you know that you suck. That's not New Orleans.
No.
Not these fans. Right?
Yeah.
My Uber driver on the way, I was like, he's like, you look familiar. I say, well, I play for the same. He said, oh. He looked up. I could tell he looked up my name. He was like, hey, man, you recovered the onside kick to Super Bowl? I was like, yeah. He said, man, thank you so much, man. Like, I've never heard that from a Giants fan ever in my life. But that's New Orleans fans. So for me,
Jonathan,
coming back here.
Thank you so much.
Aw, thank you. F you, bro. All right. So coming back here as a Super Bowl champion, New Orleans Saints Super Bowl champion, they see us differently. They're like, everybody, thank you so much for what you did for us, because it did mean a lot. And I won a Super Bowl with New England. I know, right? Those 6 Super Bowls, combine those together, I don't think it holds the weight of the one Super Bowl in New Orleans.
It was only, 2 years after Katrina when they won?
5 years. Because 05, and then we won it in 9, but Super Bowl was in 2010.
I came down here in 07 to help out
after
bad. Katrina. It was a year and a half after it happened. You would just drive down Canal Street, and you would see the houses would have X's on the doors to let you know someone died in there, and you could still see the water line staining the houses most of the way up the door.
So I came in 09, right? So 2 years after you came. So this is 5 years after, 4 years after Katrina, right? So I did a community service at a school. I talked at a school like I don't want to misquote it, but it was like the West Side. It was the hood. It was the hood.
Yeah.
And I'm from Jersey City. like I'm very familiar with the hoods. You know what I mean? Like I have no problem with hoods, right? Typical hood, right? In Jersey, you got house, abandoned house, right? House, abandoned house, house, abandoned house, right? That's a hood though.
Yeah.
And
that's
then
a hood. That's the
supermarkets
slums
that sell everything that you can
grocery,
ever buy.
The liquor store, right? You know what I mean? You can buy your condoms, all that. That's all on one block, right?
Bodega.
Right, bodegas all over. So I get to New Orleans. I'm doing this event, and before I pulled up at the school, I couldn't find it, right? So I was like, I made a left instead of a right, and I went 1 block to the left, and I see destruction. Like destruction, right? But then I see a house that somebody lives in around destruction and murder and death. And that, bro, it broke my heart, bro. I was like, what is this?
It was crazy. When it was only a year and a half, they took us on a bus to the 9th Ward, which
I think I was in the 9th Ward. I just don't remember exactly.
It looked like some kind of Walking Dead, after the apocalypse type of a movie.
It was bad.
I'd never seen anything like it, because it was just abandoned. And this city lost a third of its population.
Yeah, it was
when
crazy.
Katrina happened. Everyone's like, I'm out of here. This is crazy.
It was crazy. I never seen anything like that. That was the most wow. That was the most this is really what happened here? And this is 5 years removed. So for me, these fans here, it does mean something to them when the Saints win. It does mean something when the Saints win Super Bowl. So that aspect of the Saints. But then I played on so many teams that I know everyone here. I was with Gurley last night. I don't really know Gurley, but I was with Mark Ingram, and he was with Mark Ingram. So Mark Ingram leaves, now me and Gurley hanging out till 4 o'clock in the morning. And I told Gurley, we played in London, and I told him the first time I saw him, I was like, damn, I'm going to be here for a day today. But I see, so many guys like Marcus Smith. I never played with him, but we've done work together. We've done a podcast. I seen Malcolm Jenkins. I played Malcolm since high school. He's a Jersey guy. He's Piscataway. There's so many. Brandon Bolden won a Super Bowl with him. Malcolm Butler won a Super Bowl with him. There's so many people here. I'm like, is that a good thing? I'm like a whore. I'm like an NFL whore. Just been slutted out.
Who are you sleeping with? He's probably on the corner. Okay, I'm going to go on that straight. I'll be hanging out over there. Maybe I'll bump into Peyton Manning tonight.
Is that Jason Kelsey?
Oh my
First
goodness.
of all, did y'all see what they were doing?
No.
They were putting Jason Kelsey lookalikes on every corner in the French Quarter.
Really?
We didn't see that.
I saw a guy, he looked just like him. And I'm like, I know it's not Jason, but he looks beard, stature, physique, like everything. And then he walked by, right? And I seen him stand on the corner, just stand there, not doing nothing. I'm waiting for an Uber. And then I look down the street, I see the same person.
Why did we not
And
see
then I
him?
saw another one down
were
the
there.
street.
We didn't see
And
any
I'm
of
like,
this.
what is going on? They probably filming a commercial for the Super Bowl. They're definitely doing something for the Super Bowl. But I'm gonna remind you guys. I saw like 6 Jason Kelseys on the same street. So if y'all see that, he was like, this is what JC was talking about. Because I think they're doing a commercial or something. He didn't say nothing. He was like, yeah, they got us all over. But it was interesting. I got a video of it. It's so crazy.
Talking to 9-year NFL linebacker, 2-time Super Bowl champion, Jonathan Casillas. He's welcomed every time, anytime he wants to come over here and sit with us. As you were a former New York Giant, you were never a Jet, so unfortunate. It was very unfortunate. Actually, you're probably
Lucky.
fortunate. You were fortunate that you were never.
But y'all were good when I was playing.
That's right.
Yeah, well,
Mark Sanchez, my years.
Oh,
the first 2 years.
Mr. Hot Dog Lover, Rexy
Mr.
Sexy, or Sexy
Butt Fumble.
Rexy. Butt Fumble. How about
Every
Rex
time
Ryan
he
getting a
gets too
tattoo
cocky
on
about
his,
the Jets.
his leg or his arm? I'm tired of
I play
listening
that
to the
clip.
Jets. You know what they do? They purposely pick up segments for me to go crazy. Everybody loves my takes on the Jets because it's never good. Every time I talk about the Jets, it's just never good. Oh, it's
Just
a
go
new
opposite.
year.
Whatever you think, just do the opposite this time. But this is what I think I should say. I'm going to say this, and they're going to be like, there you go. That's better.
Well,
it's a lot better.
If you ever watched our show is one of the most unique shows because we're very honest, and it's funny because we sit there and we tell you the truth. We don't beat around a bush, and honestly, we don't care what anybody thinks.
Yeah.
And we get attacked by everybody on social media.
Oh, it's
what the
good,
hell are you
good,
talking about?
good,
This,
good.
I mean, even the trade with Luka Doncic, and I had my thoughts on it. I'm sure you know that trade. Luka Doncic went to the Lakers, and then obviously Anthony Davis goes to the Mavericks, and now they're talking about Kevin Durant going to the Mavericks, and all of a sudden Kyrie's always wanted to play with Kevin Durant.
You want to talk about a whore,
Oh,
Kevin Durant?
A whore. He's got 7 Twitter accounts he doesn't even know he uses.
He might be the greatest whore of all time, Kevin Durant. Sheesh.
He has no idea where he is half the time. I'm surprised Kevin Durant knows he knows how to play basketball. He is completely lost. Every time I think about Kevin Durant, I just think about, the Pillsbury Doughboy, okay? Because he's not fat. He's skinny, he's tall, and all you have to do is stick your finger in his stomach and he'll go, woohoo. That's the only time I think of Kevin Durant. But nevertheless, getting back to the football, and it is a crazy world, and we're here in Kansas City, and all I can think about right now when I see red is Taylor Swift. Now, we just had a Swiftie sitting right next to us, the biggest, and we had a little bit of fun with him. And he was talking about, hey, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. They have a chance to win 3 Super Bowls. You mean the NFL's willing to give them 3 Super Bowls? And Taylor Swift, who wouldn't want to see Taylor Swift in the press conference, press box with Blake Lively and all these or Caitlin Clark? Are you kidding me? Look at that. I mean, come on. The only thing that shines over there is the brain that freaking popped out of my head every time I looked at him. I mean, seriously.
So, of course, I had to bring him on the show.
Yes, because he wanted to piss me off. It seems like every time I hear Taylor Swift, did you watch the Grammys?
Do I look like a person that watches the Grammys?
No.
I almost not said Taylor Swift's name because I could remember it.
Yeah, well,
not that. Listen, I'm not like I am kind of a little bird brain sometimes. But I don't care about none of that stuff. When you said Taylor Swift, I'm like, I don't think about her at all, ever. But I do think she's good for the popularity of football.
Really?
Yeah, bro, there's girls that come on, hey, the Chiefs, right? I'm like, Taylor Swift, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, my
Cool.
wife lets me watch more football now.
Right.
It's a lot better.
He's like, no, I listen.
I'm getting dumber and dumber and dumber as we talk to more and more people.
I think y'all know ball. Y'all know
Yes,
sports, right?
yes.
I think football is such a beautiful sport.
Hell yeah.
Because it's violent. It has great storylines. What's more dramatic than Myles Garrett during the week of Super Bowl saying, I don't want to be here anymore. He's here.
Yeah,
He's
we
here.
talked
Walk
about it
around.
Monday. Yeah, we saw him.
Wait a second.
So drama. It's so much drama.
So it's a beautiful sport, and you mentioned Myles Garrett, and then you think of Myles Garrett. It's beautiful, and then you think Taylor Swift. Okay, I'm done. I don't want to talk about it
yeah,
anymore.
she's in there too, though.
Yeah,
she's part of the
she's
bubble of the
beautiful
NFL
to look at.
now.
I don't want to talk about her. I don't want to
You
look at
brought
her.
her up twice now.
Because the game is about Taylor Swift. It should
The
be
game is
the
about Taylor
Eagles
Swift?
versus Taylor Swift.
Well, that's what this
what it
guy's
should
trying
be.
to tell us. That this is the Taylor Swift
It's
game.
the Taylor
They
Swift
do
show.
have a pretty good quarterback over there and a great head coach, too.
That's the thing.
I love Andy Reid. I grew up a Donovan McNabb fan. I met Andy Reid twice.
Really?
Yes, I love Donovan. I followed him in Syracuse. I met him. I hung out with him a couple of years ago in Miami at the Super Bowl. He was hosting an event, and I was there, and he didn't want to speak to anybody. He hosted and he left with his security guard. And I said, Donovan, I was screaming out his numbers, and I was like, man, you were sensational in Syracuse. He turned around, and all of a sudden, he started, his security guard let him talk to me. We spoke for 15 minutes, and I'm like, dude, you're a lot bigger in person than you are on television.
He's a huge person.
He's huge. And I said, dude, I got to ask you a question. I got a serious question. And I brought up the whole Terrell Owens situation. And I said, when Terrell Owens went up there at the end of the game and he was he's my quarterback, was that like some kind of hoax? Did you actually talk to him about that? And he just wanted to go up there to kind of push the pressure off of you? And he says, no, Terrell's an idiot. I sit here today and I think of watching the Eagles, and they lost against the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and Terrell put 124 yards. He had a touchdown in the game. I think.
Off of what? 3 weeks of broken foot or something like
broken
that? It's out
leg.
for 3
Freaking
weeks?
nature,
Broken
that
leg.
guy.
He's a freak.
Yeah.
So let's get back to your career and what you're doing right now after your career. Now, I know you're working with a couple of organizations and you're broadcasting. What have you been doing? I mean, you've been out of football for a little while, so what have you been doing?
A whole bunch of shit, bro. A whole bunch of stuff. I'm in cannabis, so I got a license.
Who isn't in cannabis?
Right. I got a license. Everybody think they got licenses, but you ain't got a license, bro. But I'm on a license out in Plainfield, cultivation. We got 130,000 square foot old Mack truck building out in Plainfield. So I'm in that. Of course, I do radio for the Giants. I'm an ambassador for them, like a brand ambassador for them. Do a lot of community work for the Giants, a lot. What else? I mean, this is my stuff. I got like a little clothing line.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, hey.
I've got a clothing line too, man.
I got a clothing line. I got a food truck.
Cool. Look at you, man.
Yeah, I'm all over the place, bro. But this is the thing. I feel like I've seen y'all before. Y'all popped up on the feed at least once or twice.
Yeah.
Might have swiped.
I figured you were swiping.
I don't know.
You know what's so funny? People watch us and they don't know what kind of stuff that we do until they watch our show. And I'm like, man, you guys are really, really good. I shouldn't have swiped you, and I'm like, why were you swiping? If you see us, why can't you just listen to the tape?
Yeah.
And then when they do, they're like, man, I don't agree with you, but man, that was funny. I mean, the one thing I could say about what we do is we try to draw people in by our knowledge, but also be funny about it and not hold back on what we say.
And be genuine.
Yes,
and be
we're
genuine.
absolutely genuine.
And then, like, right away, that's what I got from you. So, like, y'all know I'm not on schedule to talk to y'all.
No, you're not.
I had a long schedule. I had a long day.
Yeah.
But I was like, let me go talk to these assholes over
Yeah.
there. Because I feel like my day is not going to be I had a football career. Yeah, it was good. I feel like we're going to talk some shit
That's
over
right.
here.
Do you know?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
Do you
saying?
like sausages?
Do I eat?
Do you like what kind of sausages you like?
It's a running gag on the
Now,
show.
Italian.
Italian. So our producer over here, Speedy, is.
I'm nervous about
he's
this.
He's a sausage lover. His favorite food is sausage. So I asked him. I said, "What's your favorite sausage? Do you like it white? Do you like it dark?" I asked him. He says, "I like them dark." And I said, "Well, how dark?" He says, "I like them really dark and spicy." So I asked him, "How long and how thick do you like it?" Size doesn't matter. He says.
So I was introduced to a brat.
Oh, I like brats. Okay.
The first time I got to Wisconsin, right? I'm a freshman at Wisconsin. First of all, I've never seen so many white people in my life. I'm from New Brunswick, and I had no peers that were white. I had no friends that were white. They were all Spanish and black, right?
I can say the same
I'm
about
from
me,
Jersey
but-
City. Like I moved to New Brunswick, and then I get to Wisconsin. Wisconsin is literally the whitest state in America. It is. No, it is. That's a fact. So I'm there,
Like
right?
shockingly
And
Caucasian.
it's so crazy. It's
Caucasian.
so crazy. So we're up in the stadium. We're at Cam Randall, and they're like the alumni kind of like, and it's like older women there, and they're like, "Have you had a brat?" And I was like, "No, you need to try a brat." I have no idea what a brat is. And then they're like, "Have you tried a brat?" And I was like, "Yeah, me. I don't know." He was like, "You tried a brat?" Yeah, like literally 3 or 4 different women, right? So I ended up getting this brat. I said, "Oh, a sausage? This is what y'all been talking about the whole time?" So you're a brat man.
He's a brat man.
Big brat man.
A big brat man.
He likes the big and thick ones. I mean, he doesn't like the long ones. He just likes it thick because the more meat, the better. He likes it
gosh.
tender too. It's a
goodness.
tender feeling. You know, you say brat, and if you're in Wisconsin, you would probably think, do you like white? You know. You like white meat or dark meat?
What you got? You got something that doesn't involve sausages?
Well,
I mean, I'm usually more a burger guy personally, but
I do like my burgers. I can't lie to you. I like the beef, you know. Nice, thick, wonderful beef.
How
Melts
thick?
in my mouth and not my hands, you know. It's very tasty. I mean, Speedy likes his beef, too. I mean, he likes his... You see, he's got happy. He's a little happy.
It's your
Kinda
fault.
smart.
Because everybody else is shaking their head. You're like, yeah. Everybody else is like, no.
You'll probably leave it up to, man, those motherfuckers are crazy.
Yeah, I think I could reevaluate this choice.
What the
that I
hell
made.
did I do? We're talking to Jonathan Casillas. He's been fantastic. It's a great interview and really down to earth. We're going into the Super Bowl, but next year, the NFL is thinking about maybe bringing in an 18th game. Also, the NFL wants to bring in more money because they want the veteran quarterbacks to make more money. Not
Even more money than they already making?
Yes, of course.
Jeez.
You look at right now where the league is going, and turf has been a real big hazard for a lot of these players. We've seen Achilles, we've seen MCL injuries, ankle injuries. Look at the women in here, man. There's some sexy women in here. I can't lie to you. Anyways, getting back to it. By the way, I got to talk to that Adams woman, man. I mean, she's
Who's
moving.
Adams?
oh, your girl Kay.
Kay Adams,
Okay.
man.
Yeah.
There's a girl here.
Yeah, that's the golfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
I was like, who's that?
the guy.
Like,
Who
who's
wasn't
the girl?
thinking, who's that?
Like, what is
Who is
happening? Like, why? Who? What is she doing here?
I want to tell Paige.
She literally stands out. Like, who stands out more, her or Sean Merriman? You see Sean Merriman?
We saw Sean a few
Sean.
times today, actually.
I know
Holy
Sean,
shit.
okay? Sean's been
Oh,
on a show
really?
quite a few times, and Sean is out of his damn friggin' mind.
But
But
so big. Why are you that big still, bro? You should retire like 10 years ago. What is happening?
but I
he
wanna-
looks like he look right now. He looks like Myles Garrett.
We saw.
He does.
We got off the plane and we saw him. I was like, holy crap, he's a monster.
he's a big man. There's no doubt about it. He's a big puppy. By the way, if Paige ever came up to me and interview with me, I would actually try to get my hand locked in between those cheeks. Anyways,
careful.
be careful. I might get in trouble. But you know what? Hey, the NFL's have attacked me in many different ways for many different
From
years.
the back?
No, well, I don't know about from the back, but I wear a chastity belt every time I'm around one of these guys. I don't want them to touch me in any different way. I mean, with those guys, you look at Sean Merriman, I feel like I'm messing around with Bubba in jail. Anyways, to finish up, you look at the 18th game and the turf situation. Do you think that the NFL and the Players Union should make some kind of agreement if we're going to bring on an 18th game that every single stadium should have grass?
Nah. There's a lot of money that goes with that turf too, man. You know, like the NFL is about making money. They want a beautiful product. They want to protect their players. They do want to do that, but the number one priority is making money. And I don't know if all the grass fields are going to be good for business. I'll just be honest with you. But if it is, then it'll happen. I promise you that. If you can get return from that and spin that somehow, then you will see every team with grass fields. I just don't think. I think there's money involved with turf. I think it produces a faster product on the field. You know, people look a little faster on turf than they do on grass. You know, that's just kind of what I think. I don't think turf is going anywhere, to be honest.
We talked to Bilal Powell about this, and we went back and forth, and we had a little bit of fun with it. And I said, what would you rather, grass or turf? He says, well, I'm faster on turf, but I'm more safer on grass, so which is it? Where would you go? And he said, I don't know. I'll go wherever the NFL would. If I'm still playing, I'll go wherever I'm making money, wherever the NFL is going to give me. You know what? But how about this? If the NFL wants them when they retire, why aren't they getting the benefits that you should be getting? Why aren't they getting the back end? They've put certain amount of time in their careers, putting their bodies on the line. Why aren't the NFL taking care of their players?
That's a great question, but that's what needs to be answered because there should be lifetime insurance for players. My insurance ran out. My insurance ran out. My insurance. I don't have insurance right now.
That's
I
crazy,
don't.
man.
And okay, and I'm sitting there like, do I pay $1,200-$1,300 a month
That's
for insurance?
ridiculous, man.
Do I do that out of pocket?
Get state insurance.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
It's $1,200,
and they do,
and it's not good insurance.
but they do have like HRA replacement.
Yeah.
Like they have stuff like that, and I get it, but I literally don't have insurance.
That's crazy.
You know, but like, bro, my body's fucked up,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Like I wake up some mornings and I feel good, and when I say I feel good, like I have a limp for about my first 3 steps. I'm limping like every morning. I limp my first 3 steps, and it's like, all right, let me just get my bearings right, and then I'm moving. You know, I'm 37, but I feel like shit.
You're 37. I'm 42, okay? Stop crying me the river. And by the way, if you're hurting so bad, reach out to Sean Payton. He'll hook you up. Sorry, Sean. Just kidding.
I mean, you did spend that last year playing on the MetLife turf.
Yeah.
Is it worse than every other turf?
I don't know about that, bro. Turf is turf, man. Everything. Oh, turf is shitty. I mean, sometimes you get on it and you feel like it's a little softer.
Man,
you know
I coach
what I mean?
high school football. You know how many bad turfs I've walked on?
That's what I'm saying.
Playing
They
high school
suck.
football in New
You know,
York.
it is what it is. And then, like, there's something to say about a beautifully grass field, like a beautiful grass-kept field. Like, even, like, in the NFL, all grass is basically, like, elite.
Right.
But, like, every now and again you walk into, like, a high school, you're like, damn, y'all doing a good job here. Most high schools are trash.
Bro, I coached in Palisades Park, New Jersey, right by the George Washington Bridge. We couldn't get the people to line the field with straight lines. Like at one time, like there was like they just lined it wrong. They missed like the 5-yard line. They missed like the 30-yard line.
And y'all played a real game on that?
We didn't play a game. That was our practice field, but we couldn't do anything. Fast forward, I'm playing up in New York in Class C football, so small school football. Grass field. The grass is like almost up to this table. No one can run. It was like we're getting like Lyme's disease trying to play
It was
football.
like a real backyard
It was
grass.
like real backyard. Like they didn't cut it. They knew we were faster than them or something like that. They're
No
like, nah,
way.
they ain't running nowhere today.
Yeah, that's BS. But I do like the 18 games, though.
You do.
Yeah, I
You're
do
one
like
of
the
very
18
few
games.
players that like it.
Yeah, I mean, because you're there anyway. And at one point, you know, when you had, first of all, back in the day, you playing all preseason games.
That's true.
Like now, people don't play. You used to play. Everybody played in that third preseason game back in the day. When it was 4,
Yep.
back in the day, every starter in the NFL played in that third preseason game. Whether it was, you know, a series or a quarter, sometimes they play into the third quarter. That ain't happening no more.
No, that's
So-
over.
I got an idea for this.
Yeah.
I got an idea. If they allow the 18 games, that former players should get a lifetime of insurance. That should be the deal. If the players
I think the insurance should come before that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll cut
I don't
that
think
deal.
I don't think
Sorry.
that should be leveraged.
I'll
I don't
cross
think
that
that
out.
should be delegated or argued and none of that. It should be there for the players.
I agree with you.
Because, bro, like,
Okay, forward.
bro, we literally sacrifice. Yeah, we literally sacrifice our bodies. What's the kid name? Kid died on the football field
Yep.
in front of everyone. We all saw it.
Yep.
And you telling me he can't have life insurance forever?
That's true.
He died. And he's still playing.
He's still playing, and he's out. I think
He's
I saw
balling,
him the
too.
other.
He's
I heard
playing
he
He's
was there.
playing better now than he ever did.
That's what
It's
happens
crazy,
when you
bro.
become a superstar, you know?
It happened when you die.
Yeah, you die and you come back
Come
to
back.
life.
That was crazy.
God! It's like, it's Jesus, he's come back. Anyways, we really appreciate the time. You're
thanks.
fantastic.
No doubt,
you really
man.
are.
Yeah.
One of the funny interviews we had over here. You know what it is, the problem with people? And we know Prince and Mukamara. And the first time I saw Prince and me, now
I
he's
hate
more,
Prince.
he's running
My
around
teammate.
with an
He's
A.
my teammate.
I know.
Yeah.
He runs around with an A, and I saw him at the Heisman dinner. I was hanging out. Oh, he's goofy. You think he's goofy. You should see what I do. When I was with him, he couldn't believe me. We were at the dinner and we were trying to, and we're walking up and we're getting our plates. I'll
I'm
never
listening.
forget
I'm
it.
just going to find
Yes.
a picture of Prince to show you guys.
I'm sure. And he's standing right behind me, and I'm walking up to the lady. He's like, "This is all you have?" They had beef stew and some kind of bread. I can't even tell you how ugly it looked. I'm like, "You're telling me all the money in the world that the Heisman Trophy, the NCAA has, this is what you're feeding us? You're feeding us like jail food."
Yeah.
And Prince is behind us. He's laughing. Oh, here it is.
This is how he stepped out the house.
Oh, my God.
This is at practice, training camp for the Giants. Look at his feet.
What happened to his feet, man? Yeah. Oh, I'm going to kill him tomorrow.
I posted that. Look at him. He's just chilling. Prince.
We're going to follow you, and we're going to get that video tomorrow.
I hate Prince. When I say that, I say that as a
with
term.
Love, with
right.
love.
I say it as a term of, I adore him. He was my locker mate. We argued all the time. like sisters or brothers, like all the time. And I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up, dude. You always talking, bro. Well, do something about it, JC. Like standing over me. Because he knew that I wasn't gonna do nothing to him, and he knew I could talk shit.
Yeah.
I like to talk shit. So he would just fuck with me all the time. And he's staying over me like, do something about it, JC. I'm like, bro, sit down, bro. You're so annoying, bro. Sit the fuck down.
He's like a little flea, right?
All the time,
like a
bro.
little blonde-headed
Oh my
flea,
gosh!
right?
But he got into it back when he played for the Giants. They beat his ass as a rookie.
Really?
Some crazy stuff. It was like serious. I wasn't there then. But when I got there and I heard about the story, I said, I know why. Because you're a fucking asshole, bro. Like, you're a prick. You're a prick. You're a prick. And if I was a lesser man that can't control myself and didn't have a high sense, I would have beat the fuck out of you, bro. But that's my dog, though. Like, every time I see him, I give him a big hug. I think he's doing great with the whole kid stuff that he's doing now.
He's doing great.
Thought it was a great idea. It's weird. But I wouldn't expect anything else from him. You saw the picture, the video I had of him. Who does that?
Dude, I've seen a lot of crazy things
Who
that guy
does that, bro?
But he respects me because when I was sitting in the back and I was sitting with
you're
all
gonna
these
love this.
Colorado guys, there was two very famous Colorado writers that followed Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders. All of a sudden, I sit down with Prince and I don't even know who they are, and I just break it down on how bad Colorado is and Shedeur is overrated. Travis Hunter's never going to succeed in the NFL.
They probably were like,
and
what?
They were sitting there and just mind boggled on this guy. Who the hell is this guy? And Prince is just sitting there with his little giggle. He's like, you know who? They got up and they left. And he says, you know who that was just sitting with us? I was like, no, that guy follows the team, and the other guy writes for the team. And he's like, dude, that was fucking hilarious. He's like, I've never seen anybody just drop the hammer on Deion Sanders the way you did, and they didn't say nothing to you because I think they actually believed what you were saying.
You're never going to Colorado ever. You're not allowed there ever. You see what Deion and them do?
Oh, I know.
They said, we ain't talking to this reporter no more. We ain't even talking to him no more.
Well,
that's crazy.
His butt buddy, Carl Reed, was on our show about a week ago, and I said something, and he took it to the heart because, he's got some kind of thing.
Y'all not for everybody, though.
No, we're not.
Y'all not for everybody.
We're for everybody.
He probably would have walked off earlier. Him? This guy right here? My guy? Yeah,
this guy right over here, you want to sit on?
For sure.
We got a seat over here.
No, he would have walked off. Hey.
What? You need a bed? I need a bed. I need a cot. You going to get me a cot? He needs a bed. Let him go.
We'll roll one out
all
next to the
all right.
table.
So you know what? You come back tomorrow, and I'll feed you some of my crap, okay? All right? I'll feed you some of Prince. Oh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, look at it. Listen to this guy. This guy's got to be your guy. This is your friend. He's got to be. He's got to be.
What's up with Jersey having 75 different state champions in high school football?
I don't know.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is crazy.
Everyone's a state champion.
Yeah, but I mean, how many games you going to play?
It's true.
Because I understand what you're saying. Like, you need to have at least maybe 4 or 5
I mean, they got
total,
like
right?
six public school classes. Then you have all the privates.
Parochials, yeah.
And then they have everyone's a champion.
And then you have sections in those groups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's calling themselves a champion.
All I know is in track, there's one guy at the end. Mm-hmm. There is. Like, and I did that. I was a.
So did I.
Like, I didn't run until my junior year. I did everything. So my senior year, right? My second year running track. I ran track my junior year, and then nobody knew I was fast. I didn't even know I was fast. All of a sudden, we started running. I placed 5th in GMC, so that was not bad. For my first time ever running, had no.
That's pretty good.
And I didn't practice
really
at
good.
all.
Right.
Like, I was just raw. I used to play basketball. Like, I was just out there. So then my senior year, like, I'm smoking everybody. I ain't lose at all during the season. I won every 100, every 200 during the season, right?
What did you run your 200 in?
Fast. I don't know the times. 21,
20 seconds.
20 something.
20 seconds flat.
I don't know.
I've scored records still to this day.
Yeah.
Patch hog.
Yeah.
Long Island. Still?
I did
22nd
10,
flat.
6'3" in the 100.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty
And
good.
I had the fastest time in the state, right? So this is
That's
funny.
pretty good.
So all year, I would do anything if we could win. Like if we were close, I was the only senior. And I didn't go to practice. Like I'm going to the NFL. I'm going to college to play football. I'm going to Wisconsin in like 2 months. You know, that track season is late. That's late in the year. That's springtime. I'm already thinking about Wisconsin. I'm not. I lift weights every day. I don't care about track, but I'm fast and I can run. So all year I would throw if I had to. I threw the shot. I threw the javelin. I triple jumped twice.
Javelin's
I long
crazy.
jumped. I high jumped. I did everything at least once.
Man of
First
power.
time I ever
Yeah.
had. So I never threw javelin in high school because my school in New York they don't have it. They don't pay for the insurance for the javelin. In fact, someone just died as a spectator in the Hammer the other day.
Oh, a hammer.
In the Hammer. They were just standing there, and of course everyone stands too close to the foul lines.
Not paying
And
attention.
not paying attention.
Man.
And someone died. But
That's crazy.
It is crazy. But the thing that I always thought about throwing was crazy. That if you can throw, you're usually fat and slow. But the best throwers are the fastest people in the circle you've ever seen in your entire life.
Right.
I had a kid that we competed against all the time. When I was throwing, he was an alternate for the Olympics. I looked like a punk-ass bitch. This
compared
kid
to him.
every time. I mean, I'm throwing 45. I thought I was tough as a junior. And this kid is throwing 60. They had to move the fences back at the Armory in Harlem because he went over the fence, almost killed someone running on the track.
what?
My God.
For real.
Where?
And then I had to go teach javelin, right? And javelin is different. It's almost like you're playing center field in baseball. You got to do like a crow hop and then throw the ball. But it's a javelin. If you don't keep that arm straight and then turn your body right, you're going to whack yourself in the fucking head.
Oh, wow.
And
Right.
So I'm the coach, and I never done this before. And I got to demo this to these kids who've never done it. And what do? I get a grapefruit-sized welt on the back of my head for a week. First time I ever threw a javelin.
You keep hurting his. Every story I
Bro,
hear
I
from
get hurt
him,
all the time.
this guy
It
hits his head.
changes every time.
Every
No, no.
single time he
I've
hits
had
his
all the
head.
injuries.
But the point
Makes me a good coach.
I was trying to say about track. The reason why I brought that up because you said there's too many state champions.
Track's
The
different.
dope stuff about track and I'm not a track enthusiast. I don't care about track. I mean, I pay attention with the Olympics and stuff like that. I do. There's a lot of great track athletes,
Absolutely.
right? But when I wasn't even doing it seriously. But at one point, it was like, bro, I think I can win this. I think I could be the fastest person in the state of New Jersey because you know how it goes. It goes, you got regular season stuff, and you got counties.
Counties.
And then after counties, you got your first state, like your first state stuff. You got like region, like sectional.
And then it just
You
goes
go
boom,
sectional,
boom, boom.
and then if you win that, then you go to group, and then after that, you go to the meet of champions. And then meet of champions, it will be one person to win the 100. It'll be one person to win the 200. That's why I like track so much. Because it's not like basketball. Well, basketball's the same way.
Yep.
They got the tournament
Yep.
champions. Basketball's the same way. But it's not like football. You go there, and like I had the fastest time in the state for like 2 months. I didn't know. I saw him run my junior year, but I didn't know he was running again. I didn't see him. I didn't see no times in the newspaper. I don't know if you remember the name Michael Ray Garvin from Don Bosco.
Garvin. I live right by Bosco, so I know that.
Bro, he ran a time.
He remembered his name,
trial
so you know it's something
He went to
important.
Florida State to
You
run
never
track.
forget. You never forget. The
He
kid
was
stuffs it.
5'8", 205. I was 6'1", 200 pounds. And I looked ripped. Do you know what he looked like? At
Obviously.
5'8",
Fire
205? So I run my heat. I run my heat. This is the last race. I run my heat, and you got to qualify to make that final race, right? I run my heat. I'm qualified. I'm on lane 5. I got one of the top times. I watch him run. I look up at the time. I said, oh, my God, I'm about to get smoked. He ran way faster than I ever ran in the trial run. And then I'm right next to him at the blocks. Race start, boom, he here. Race is over immediately. But like,
Superhuman.
I was third overall. I got caught from behind because I slowed because I was down up like 10 yards from Michael Ray Garvin. But he went to
Microwave
Florida.
Garvin.
Michael Ray Garvin.
Oh, I thought you said
no.
microwave.
No, microwave. No. Bro, he was. You got, look up a picture of him. He was jacked in high school. He was off that Kush and stuff too.
No, I'm sure he
I
was.
love Kush, bro. That's my dog. I love
listen,
Kush.
well, I mean, who doesn't like his dog? He knows about dogs, right, Speedy? Yeah, he knows about dogs.
He played college ball, too.
Yeah.
Played as a corner.
He was a lot better
I like
at
my
track
Kush.
than-
Team All-American.
Bro, smoked. I'm talking about I got smoked. Bad.
Don Bosco, man.
You
Don
know,
Bosco's a factory.
Before
Yeah.
we let you go, my friend actually has his own he works with the Wu-Tang Clan. He has his own brand.
Okay.
And he does marijuana and stuff like that. He's been doing it since he was a kid. He created these new lights that have grown. It grows plants even faster than anything that's ever been created. He sold the product to an organization that bought it, and then he took the money and he invested in it to a land, which now he sold it, and he has owns 30%, and Wu-Tang owns 70% of the brand now. So now last year he netted over $750,000 doing nothing, just growing his weed. Isn't that crazy?
Really?
Isn't that crazy?
And where at?
Colorado.
In Colorado.
Colorado.
And
And Jersey's ahead of New York with it because New York is.
But you
so
can't
stuck.
grow in Jersey.
no.
No.
Upstate
You
New
can't
York
have
is
personal
starting
grows.
to become legal now.
That's whack.
Yeah.
Everywhere that's legal, you can grow.
No. Buffalo is now upstate. I'm hearing that they've cleared it, and in the next year and a half, people are starting to buy land out there because that's going to be like the number one place
There's
to start
so
growing.
many. It's like farm after
Yes,
farm after farm.
that's
The college
what they're doing.
up there.
Yeah.
And it's like a 6-hour drive from where I am, right north of Mahwah, like right into
Right,
New York.
yeah.
It's 6 hours. Nothing there for most of the drive.
I bet, yeah.
Like nothing. Southern tier. Nothing there in New York.
I'm giving you some advice, so maybe you start looking at land in upstate Buffalo. I'll try to help you out there. Maybe we'll do some partnership up there.
Maybe
I don't know.
figure something out.
Yeah, listen, we could talk. But anyways, Jonathan Casillas, ladies and gentlemen, 2-time Super Bowl champion. His friend wants to get the hell out of here. He needs to sleep. He looks like he's about to die. I mean, seriously. He's been probably interviewing 6, 7, 8, 900 times today. So we're going to let him go. We will see you tomorrow. Good night.